Hey guys, this video is brought to you by viewers like you and people that support our website codingphase.com. Go check it out. Over 20 courses in there that's going to guide you to become a developer from the beginning to becoming a pro. That you feel like you're having an issue? Are you still in the HTML CSS stage or
jQuery actually?
jQuery? Okay.
Yeah, like I'm on the project section of Free Code Camp where you have to build a portfolio, and I'm trying to
I remember that.
Make it so that the navigation bar automatically scrolls, and I don't really know how to do that. Even though I know that I should. I don't know.
I mean, listen. Have you tried any courses out there? Because to be honest, this is my point of view on Free Code Camp. I think Free Code Camp has great community. That's how Richard said. People do meetups. People help each other out. But I don't think that Free Code Camp is the best place for somebody to learn from scratch. For me, Free Code Camp is more like a place to practice what you're already learning.
That is true, bro. I'm actually happy you said that. A lot of people don't. That's like something that you use to practice your skill instead of kind of learn from. Even though you kind of can learn from it, but that's more or less where you go to kind of practice what you're learning from somewhere else, if that makes any sense.
Yeah, I don't knock it. It works for a lot of people. There's a lot of people out there, they got 300,000 or 1 million people who are members of Free Code Camp, right? And it works for a lot of people, right? But there's people like me and you, Tree, that it just doesn't work, right? So the best advice that I could tell you is, if it's not working for you, try taking a course. Send me an email and I'll give you access to my website and you'll learn all of that stuff. You know what I mean? Send me an email, codingphase@gmail.com, because you're here in the live stream. I'll definitely help you out. You know what I mean? And you should be good. And when you become famous, you become a super legit developer out there, you buy me a coffee or something.
Hey.
I think with Free Code Camp, it's good and bad in certain ways. So Free Code Camp doesn't hold your hand as much as some of the others. So with, say, Code Academy, which you'll do at the beginning, that will literally hold your hand and go, this is what you do. Especially with Free Code Camp, when you get along with it. The beginning's kind of okay. But when you start hitting even the JavaScript, it will start fucking with your head, because that's when it's kind of down to you a little bit more. So don't feel like, oh, fuck, I'm not getting this, because it ain't giving you the answers. You're having to kind of work through it. And I think that can be the hardest thing, trying to think like a developer, because you want to know the answer, but you have to turn the switch that goes right, ones and zeros. So you have to start thinking like a developer. And that's the hardest bit to get, because it's something that just comes with practice, and it's nothing you can just get the answer to. So don't be worried. And I think Joe, you might have had this in your description actually. The Colt Steele Web Developers Bootcamp.
Yeah,
that's like one of the best courses you can
fucking
take.
Awesome.
Yeah, for sure.
That's the course that made me finally start to understand JavaScript, at least the basics.
Yeah, there's another one too, is JavaScript Understanding the Weird Part. The hell came up with that, but that one's really, really good.
Yeah, that's by Anthony Alicea. That's like the ultimate. That's the holy grail of JavaScript courses.
For sure.
That one breaks down everything. But
I think I might take that one next.
Yeah.
You think that would be a good one for after Cold Steel?
Oh yeah,
I
for
think
sure.
Yeah. I think the whole thing about that course is like looking at I don't know, it's like looking at an encyclopedia. In that, I don't know if that makes sense. Because it's like
it's a little advanced. I wouldn't say
it's advanced. It's not it's not, as a beginner. I don't think people need that course because it's just so advanced. It's like at first, I think the code web developer web developer camp bootcamp from Cold Steel, and then from there, what I would do is as soon as you finish that, start building websites. Meaning, start going in, look at a design, and try to build it yourself. If you feel like you can't do it, just try to build one section of it. You don't have to build the whole website. You say, okay, I don't know how to build a whole site, but all I know how to do is the header. And then you take it one step at a time and you Google the things and say how to do a drop down. If there's a drop down, found out online how to do a drop down, and then from there you find a tutorial for that. You build your drop down. You say, oh, how to put links aligned to horizontally. Now you find that, and then you figure it out. It's like there's so many little things that you just gotta break it down section by section. Because if you think like, oh, I'm gonna build Facebook, the whole website. The website of Facebook might be complicated because there's so many different UI things in there that you might be like, I don't even know how to do this. I don't even know how to create this drop down when I hover on top of this element, because you don't even know how to work with the box model or positioning. You know what I mean? Like so many different concepts. So you have to take it one step at a time. You know, that's my only advice that I would say.
And I think with like jQuery as well, when I was doing the JavaScript, the problem was I didn't know what JavaScript could do. So if you don't know what something can do, then you can't do what you need to do. So for instance, like a calculator app, which is one of the free CodeCamp courses. If you didn't know there's I think the function is something like sum. There's like some sort of method called sum, and it will equate everything in an array. But if you don't know that exists, and you've got to sum up a number in a variable here with something coming in, then you're kind of like, I don't know how this works, because you don't know what methods, you don't know what a programming language can do. So that's the hard bit, being so new that you don't know what something can do. So then you can't actually even find out how to do something because you don't know what it can do.
Also, too, I think talking about JavaScript, one of the problems that comes with JavaScript is that personally, myself, I don't think for somebody who's trying to learn how to program for the very first time, JavaScript should not be their first language as a developer, like learning to program, right? Because there's so many different concepts that you got to understand. Like JavaScript is not only just programming. You got to understand the DOM. You got to understand the objects, object-oriented programming. There's so many different things that people just don't understand the basics of, like, what's a function. You know what I mean? Like, people are barely getting what's an array or how to loop over things and how to start thinking, like how you say as a developer, like when to use if and else statements, when to use a switch statement, when to use a for loop or while loop, when to use a for in loop. Like, people don't know that. So it's like when you go into web development and you try to just jump straight up to like JavaScript, sometimes that can hurt people because they'll be scared to be developers, because they'll be like, damn, this thing is hard. It's like you have like 30 different concepts in one freaking language, and on top of that, the language doesn't even work properly because it was built in a week.
That's why Ruby's so nice to, like, if you want to go ahead and just pick up a programming language right off the bat, pick up Ruby or like something like Python, man. Like, because once you learn that, like you'll know like functions and loops and all that, and then learning JavaScript is easier, and then you get to learning like React and all that other shit. So Ruby's awesome, man. Ruby's beautiful.